Hey guys, welcome again to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe, share, likes, and watch this video. This will help you a lot in order you to understand everything in mathematics. Whether it's a trigonometry, algebra, basic math algebra, college algebra, analytic geometry, differential calculus, integral calculus, as well as engineering economy, statistics and probability, and many others. So every time you will ask a question, mostly there are some certain subjects that are mostly questioned here in math problem. So I have math problems from 1 to 18. I have a 18 video. I have also a basic mathematics, mostly question from grade 1 to high school, without calculus, without analytic geometry, trigonometry, but mostly in a geometry only, like figures, like square, triangle, circle, and so on. And also percentage for the basic mathematics, while math problems videos consist of analytic geometry, geometry, trigo, statistics that is already randomly questioned. While also we have a certain subject, mostly certain subject like trigonometry, geometry, calculus, and statistics. As of now, this is my basic statistic and probability video number 2. So I have a 10 question. This is very most important when you take up your lit as well as your math contest, or especially for the math major and engineering major, or the PMA review question, especially for the math. Okay guys, don't forget to subscribe my channel. Click the red bell button in order you to notify the updated my YouTube channel, Math Academic Knowledge. Okay, this is video number 1. What is the interpretation of this scatter plot? Have you ever seen this is a scatter plot? If you will look at that, this is already a positive. Why? When you speak about interpretation of a scatter plot, this is what you call the correlation. So it means to say when we speak about correlation, it's a certain amount, certain the value of x and y. So if you will look, sometimes the x and y axis, for example, I will give you an example regarding with the x and y axis. If this is the dot, it means to say this is a positive. Like a line, that there is a rule of line in our analytic geometry. If the line is going from left to right, that is positive. And if the line goes this one, this is negative, this is positive. And automatically, if the line just like this one, it means to say that is 0. And the other one is, this is what you call undefined. Take note guys ha. This is some rules. So if you will look at that for that is a positive correlation. So based on my drawing, so if you will look a straight line, that considered as a positive interpretation for the scatter plot in our correlation. Okay, let's proceed for number 2. Okay, look at this figure. What is your interpretation in the given scatter plot? So it means to say, if this is the scatter plot, what will be the interpretation although it has a dot below lower? So it means to say that is same positive. Take note, same positive, not positive. Why? Because all the lines or the dots are going to be up and down. So it means to say if this is the x and y, if you will look this, if this is a straight line, that is a positive. How about there is a plot there? This is same positive because all the dots focus on the positive. There is no under the negative here. So that will be figure or problem number 2. So let's have problem number 3, my dear subscriber and new subscriber and all those who watch my video even though you will not subscribe. So what do you think what will be the interpretation on the given scatter plot? This is mostly a correlation. If you will look this one, number 1, sometimes it touches by negative and positive. So it means to say there is no correlation. Take note that no correlation. What is no correlation? There is a positive, negative, going to positive, going downward. So it means to say there is no correlation if you will look in this figure. What do you mean by no correlation? For example, do you think basketball can be a relationship to become chubby? Is that a correlation? Well, first, you need to have a computation. So if you will look the computation, that there will be no correlation, it means to say there will no interpretation for that value. So that will be no correlation if you will look that the dot is a very scattery figure. Okay, this is mostly in statistics. So this is mostly in inferential. What is another term for Gaussian method? Take note, Gaussian is the first person who discovered the normal distribution. So what is a normal distribution? Mostly normal distribution starts for the standard distribution using the bell-shaped curve of 0, positive 1, positive 2, positive 3, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. So that will be the normal. And what is a standard deviation? Standard deviation is mostly used if we will get already our variance. If this is our variance, we can get the standard. This is the square root. So what is the standard score? Standard score is another term for the C-score. C-score. And what is a C-score? C-score is mostly used the standard deviation or the mean divided by the standard deviation Z minus the mean all over the standard deviation. So that will be the formula for the standard score. So another term for the standard score is the C-score. And what is probability distribution? For letter D. So probability distribution, mostly we will use the X and the probability of X. Like for example, if I have 1.25, 2.25, and then 3, we have 0.50. So this is what you call the probability distribution. So the probability should be equal to summation of 1. So 0.25 plus 0.25 plus 0.50 will be 0.1. So if you will multiply the probability, 1 times 0.25, 2 times that will be the probability mean. So in getting the probability, assuming that there is, for example, another set of example of probability distribution like head and tail, tail and head, tail, and then head and tail. So that will be considered as a probability distribution. And if we will find the head, how many heads? 1, how many heads? 1 again, head and head, 2, and then tail and tail, 0. So that will be the start of probability distribution. So the best answer for the Gaussian method, take note, it is what you call the normal distribution. Gaussian is a person who discovered the normal distribution. Okay, let's proceed for number 5. Okay, let's proceed for number 5. What is another term for Z-score? So another term for Z-score is what you call the standard score. That's what I have said to you later, that the standard score is a Z-score. So the formula for the Z-score, we have the Z. So we have the X minus the mean all over the standard deviation. So again, normal distribution, it is what you call the bell-shaped curve. It has a symmetrical, it has a value of 1. So the center will be the 0, positive 1, positive 2, positive 3 to negative 1, negative 2, and negative 3. While probability distribution, so probability, I repeat from the later, we have previous question, that all values should be equal to 1. So we have 1, 2, 3, all the probabilities will be equal to 1, and standard deviation is a square root of variance, or if you will square root the variance, that will be the standard deviation, and mostly used in inferential and descriptive for the sample and sample population. Okay guys, what is your interpretation in the given scatter plot? So if you will look the scatter plot, it means to say, if that will be from right to left or going down, that is a negative. Take note, negative. It's straight line from the dot, that is negative. What will be if I have a figure of same negative? If this is my scatter plot, if you will look this one, yan, that will be a same negative. So don't be confused when interpreting the correlation. So no correlation. So if you have no correlation, that will be the no correlation. Take note guys. While positive, automatically, that will be a straight line. How about same positive? So if that will be the area, that will be the same positive. That's only the dot only focus on the that will be, or that will be only focused on the positive. Okay, so number 7, what is the perfect positive correlation? Take note guys, when we speak about perfect positive correlation, it should be positive 1. So positive 1, it means to say 100%. So it means to say, if there is a correlation between the height and the weight, suppose the value of the height and the weight will be automatically straight line, and that will be a positive 1. Take note, that is 100%. While the negative 1 is what you call the weak. It means to say slow down. So slow down, just like in business, if you will become negative 1, that is weak. And then 0, it is already a straight line. So if we have this one, this is 0. And then 7.57, that's just another that will not be the value. Okay. So let's proceed for number 8. Again, number 8, what is the same question. What is the perfect positive correlation? And that will be positive 1. So again, same question for number 7. Perfect positive correlation is positive 1. While the number 9, So number 9, we have number 9. What is weak correlation? Again, weak correlation is always a negative 1. Negative 1. So from right to left, that will be negative 1. And the last number, we have number 10. This is mostly common in question for the let major. So it means to say the STEM section A has an average of 95% subject. What is the interpretation when it comes to correlation? A, very difficult. C, average. A, very difficult. B, very easy. C, average. D, no interpretation. Guys, take note. If the student mostly got 95% when it comes to an average of any exam, that is a very difficult, very easy. Why it is very easy? The interpretation, it means to say majority of the students easily understand the lesson. Maybe they study the lesson very well, or maybe they are already familiarized the question. The question is very easy, not average or difficult or clincher or higher question. The basis of the question should only made by the teachers but not made by the others. So maybe the question is more on teachers made test. So what do you think by teacher made test? He or she is the only one give a test whatever she only give only the lesson. So the student already familiarized, 95% got an average score. So that will be our interpretation. So guys, thank you guys. This is just only my statistic and probability. So if you really want to pass, especially for the let math major, as well as in your college entrance test, this very helpful when it comes to, especially for the PMA, this is very helpful question. Majority of the students did not familiarize when it comes to statistic probability. Like for example, what is a C-score? What is probability distribution? What is normal distribution? So this is mostly an interpretation for the C-score. So if you are already in a grade 11 as of now, especially in the K to 12, mostly my question is based on the K to 12 program. And at the same time, it's very good when you will take a let board exam as well as engineering board and even also the student achievement test. Thank you very much, guys, and God bless. Keep praying no matter how many problems do we have. Keep in touch and please watch again my other channel if you want to record everything in math. Thank you so much.